I'm probably going to be, what is this today? Happy Sunday. That's what I'm going to say. Happy Sunday. I'm probably going to be a little bit all over the place. I'm going to turn the light off here on my face. Um, I'm probably going to be a little bit all over the place, but something's been rattling around in my head lately, and I just wanted to share it with everybody. And it came to a head yesterday during a 2-week check-in with one of our coaching clients, and some great stuff kind of just came to the surface, and I wanted to share it with everybody. So I'll tell you, I go to LA often now, and I have a friend in LA. Some of you know him. His name is Amir Peretz. He's a Krav Maga expert, very successful entrepreneur. He's an Israeli immigrant, Israeli MMA fighter. He was an Israeli Navy SEAL. In their military. He was the head hand-to-hand instructor for the entire Israeli Special Forces community. And he barely ever drinks alcohol. My friend Amir, he essentially doesn't drink. I've only actually seen him drink alcohol one time that I can remember. He doesn't really drink. And I was out in LA a month ago, and we were at this really nice bar or restaurant called Toco Madera. I think it roughly means to knock on wood. And I was with another friend, a retired NYPD officer, and he ordered beer. And Amir, typical to Amir, he orders water with a spritz of cranberry. And I had this decision to make. What do? I really respect Amir. This NYPD guy is a friend of mine. Cops drink. Do I want to be the cool guy who drinks with my friend, or do I want to be the not fun guy who doesn't drink because I care about my health? And I had that internal debate. Do I want to be the cool guy who drinks because cops drink, or do I want to be the not cool guy who doesn't drink because I care about my health? And I ended up choosing not to drink. And I had this internal debate, and afterwards, I started asking myself, like, why am I drinking alcohol? And while reading the book Atomic Habits, he talks about how we crave the emotional feeling afterwards. So the specific cravings that you feel or the habits that you have satisfy an underlying goal. So the goal is not to get wasted. The goal is not the actual drinking of the alcohol or even the taste. The goal for many people is the fact that your decision-making ability is inhibited, so you have liquid courage. In my case, the goal was, I'll feel cool because cops drink, and I'll be uncool if I don't drink, so I've got to drink for the feeling of being cool. And that was that craving, the emotional craving that I had in that moment. Well, an option is for tough habits to associate those hard habits with more positive experiences. So I was choosing to say, because I don't drink alcohol, I am then not cool, right? That's what I was choosing. But instead, choose something like, well, I get the opportunity to avoid alcohol because of an ability that I've built over time to be strict or to be healthy and to kind of like live my virtues. And now I have the opportunity not to have a hangover. I have the opportunity to choose to have fun without needing the alcohol. I have the opportunity to stay healthy and stay fit. So essentially associate positive experiences with that habit. On the flip side, you could associate the negative experiences, and the negative experiences are bad enough, you'll also not want to do it. So you could choose to drink alcohol because you associate the inhibition, right, and the fun version of yourself with alcohol, or you could choose to focus on the negatives, right? How many older people say, well, I can't drink like that anymore, right, because I can't handle the hangover? Well, no, you couldn't handle the hangover when you were 21 either. You just chose to handle the hangover because it was cool, and you got laid, or whatever you do it. So we choose not to because now we reprioritize our kids, our jobs, our family. Well, so what if we reprioritized our health? What if we chose not to drink because the negative feelings were so much we didn't want them? What are the negative feelings? Well, when you drink alcohol, it stunts your metabolism, makes it difficult for you to sleep, and if you do sleep, your sleep sucks. You wake up the next morning and you want to throw up, or you wake up the next morning and you have a headache, or you wake up the next morning and you're dehydrated. And then you have the guilt or the shame of the fact that you destroyed your diet and ultimately you didn't actually need the alcohol for anything. That was just a story you told yourself, whether it was pain relief or to help you go to bed or to relax your anxiety. It's all bullshit. We know that's bullshit. Alcohol is just a drug that lowers your inhibitions and makes it more difficult for you to make decisions and to focus. And it's really not. We don't actually need the alcohol to have fun. We can choose to have fun without the alcohol. And so this whole thought process in my head was really not about the alcohol. The thought process was like, what were the underlying motivations behind my desire to drink, and how can I reshift my reality? I'll give you another example. Carly Simon is famous for stage fright. She describes before she goes up on stage as having extreme nerves. Her heart rate races, her respiration. She starts breathing really, really quick and shallow. She starts to sweat, and she associates that with nerves. Bruce Springsteen describes his experience before going on stage as the exact same thing, except he describes those feelings as excitement, because he's excited to get on stage. So you could choose to see the pain, so you're avoiding the pleasure, or see the pleasure, so you're avoiding the pain. But you associate those labels with the things that you want. So you could see the pain of the result of the alcohol, right? So you now have the pleasure of not having the alcohol. You're in the moment. You have good decision-making ability. You could fall asleep. You have better sleep. You're more rested. It doesn't mess up your metabolism. So you see those things. Or you could see the opposite, right? You see the pain of not drinking, so now you're not cool. Now your ambitions aren't lowered, and you're avoiding the pleasure of the associations of those things, of being relaxed and having more fun. And that would be the opposite, the flip side, the negative. I'll give you another great example. Is the last time I was in LA, not the most recent, but the second most recent time, Amir called me and said, hey, we're going to go out. I said, okay, no problem. Met him at his place, and we went out. I said, Amir, where are we going? He said, we're going salsa dancing. And I was like, all right, I'm going salsa dancing with a 6-foot-tall, 230-pound Israeli Navy SEAL. This is weird. And he's like, what's wrong? Are you nervous? Are you embarrassed? And I was like, I can't believe you just called me out. And in my head, I was going, well, I need alcohol to have fun. And we get to the club, and it's like instructional salsa, right? Everybody's there. Everybody's trying to learn. It's kind of fun. And I was kind of jealous. Amir was able to have fun, to smile, and to loosen up without needing alcohol. And I was like, that's the kind of life that I want. I want to be able to do something that makes me uncomfortable without needing alcohol. I want to be able to choose to lower my inhibitions and do things that make me uncomfortable because of the experience that I'll be able to have. And so I loosened up, and I had an awesome time. And we again went salsa dancing the last time I was in LA, and I had a blast. And I didn't need the alcohol. I chose to have fun and be happy without it. I guess all of this is to say, as it relates to diet and food and nutrition and alcohol and exercise, the specific cravings you feel or the habits that you have satisfy your underlying goals and the emotions that you feel as a result. And what if you choose to reframe your perspective? I'm not stuck in a wheelchair. I have the opportunity to be in a wheelchair, and the wheelchair frees me, because if I didn't have a wheelchair, if I was, let's say I was a quadriplegic or a paraplegic, you could choose to believe that you're stuck in the wheelchair, or you're thankful for the wheelchair because it allows you to move about the room, right? You choose to see pain, right? The pain of a hangover and screwing up your diet, right? And avoiding, or you could choose to see the pleasure of the feeling, the reward of staying as true to your diet, of not messing up your metabolism. You could choose to have fun without the alcohol. That the alcohol it's not alcohol equals fun, but you could choose to have fun without it. You can make the bad feelings unattractive and focus on the negatives to avoid doing them, so that you can choose the opposite, which before you saw as unattractive. Hopefully that didn't just confuse the hell out of you. Anyway, I hope some of this made sense. I hope that you can see that we tie emotions to our habits. Eating food, I eat food, so I satisfy my stress, and then I feel full. I guess ask yourself, are you really satisfying your stress by eating, or are you actually causing more stress by eating, because then you're off your diet plan? And I'm not talking about eating because you don't have a choice because that's the only food that's there, or it's the holidays and you're deciding to live a little bit. But I mean, when you come home late at night and you're stressed out and you go for the mac and cheese instead of the grilled chicken, are you really de-stressing yourself by having the mac and cheese, or are you actually causing more stress to your life? Before you make the decision, just ask yourself, am I focusing on the negative or the positive? And what is the emotion that I'm tying to this? And can you reframe it? Can I choose not to eat the mac and cheese and that actually be positive, because you have the opportunity to eat a piece of grilled chicken and the opportunity to stay on your diet and the opportunity to work towards the body or the health or the happiness that you want? Or are you choosing the opposite? So I guess just be aware is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, that was what was rattling around in my head. I hope it made some sense for you guys. I hope it didn't just confuse your entire Sunday. And if you have any similar experiences or comments, please comment, share them below. Please like this. If you think anybody else can benefit from this, please tag them. And if you hated it and it made no sense at all, please say that as well. And I will try to restructure my thoughts a little bit better. Hope you guys have a great Sunday, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.